what the heck? What the heck even is a flash fiction? Hey guys, and welcome back to Grayson's Bookmark. My name is Grayson, and here on this channel I make all kinds of bookish and writing content. And today's video is about flash fiction. What is it? I hope to make this a little mini-series on my channel, a little mini playlist, if you will, all about flash fiction, what it is, what it's not, how to edit one, how to write one. Yeah, and I think this would be really good information for you guys because I had no idea what a flash fiction was when I first started writing them. I've really fallen in love with the form. It's addicting, like how easy they are to write, but how like super specific you can get, and it's just so like the way you can write words and the way you have to get them in so short of a word count is like really addictive to me. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about what even is a flash fiction, and if you want a deeper analysis of what flash fiction is, I have written an article about this topic and it will be linked in the description and the comments down below. But before we get started, I just have to show you my nails. Like it's mandatory at this point. I just can't let these nails die without being forever immortalized on the internet. So there you go. Look at them. Took me 4 hours. Yeah, my favorites are the sun and the sword. Back to the video. Okay, let's get started. What even is a flash fiction? You've probably heard the term short story before. Flash fiction is like if a short story had an existential crisis and cut its hair short and started being all edgy and experimental and listening to only experimental rock bands. At bare minimum, a piece of flash fiction is shorter than a short story. I'd say under 1,000 words. Although like this is a little flexible, this form, like what is a flash fiction? Some people would even say that the maximum is 500 words to write at. I feel like a flash could definitely be over 500 words and that's fine. But some people are like even stricter. Like there's also such a thing as micro flash. There's even a form of like 6-word stories. For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn by Ernest Hemingway is the most famous example I can think of. For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn tells a complete story. And about completeness, flash fiction is a piece of fiction that's really short, that feels complete, but is character-based instead of plot-based. It's not like a short story where conflicts are resolved at the end. It's so internal that you don't have time to focus on plot. You must be character-based. For me, the best flash fiction is both interesting and ambiguous. It matters most, well, a lot of things matter, but it matters most like what I'm left with when I finish it. The best flash fiction changes my life. Full stop. If it leaves me feeling disgust or dread, curiosity, hopefulness, then it has done its job. It's made me feel something and it's made me not forget it. The last thing you want to do is write a piece of flash fiction that just leaks out of someone's brain. So every word counts. Every word has to pull its weight. He ran quickly across the room to the love of his life and embraced her. Like, it's a very long sentence and would probably be fine in a novel or a short story. But we don't have time for that. How about he ran to his love? Readers are smart. They can fill in spaces. You don't have to say everything in a flash fiction. Implication can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And also, like, love of his life is like a super cliche. We've all heard it before. And you want to avoid these word packages like cold as ice, light as a feather, his eyes were like the ocean. You want to avoid those. People will just, like, it's like their brain shuts off and they're like, if a reader isn't having to engage their brain with like the interesting word choice you've chosen, then like it's just missing. It's just missing that touch of newness. It's missing that spark of curiosity. Now, if you've never read a piece of flash fiction before, I would suggest Crazy Glue by Edgar Karat. That will also be in the description. It's free to read online. I'm not going to tell you the plot here, but I think the ending is very ambiguous. It makes you question the rest of the story, how the characters will end up following the ending. I think it's really interesting. It is around 700 words, so it's a good, chunk of flash fiction. The shortest piece of flash fiction I've ever written is like 82 words. It's not very good because that was the first one I ever wrote. I average like between 250 and 500 words for my flash fiction. The last point about flash fiction I'd like to make is that it must resonate. Like, it must touch some part of me that is like, ooh. To resonate means, what does to resonate mean? Resonance is when a piece touches something in you that makes you have a reaction. It doesn't have to be like a touching feeling. It can be a very negative reaction. As long as it makes you pause in some way. It can be a curious ending. It can be a strange title that all of a sudden makes sense once you get to the ending. It can be just something weird a character was doing, like a habit. And the whole point of resonance is to make you remember a piece of flash fiction. These pieces are so short and you can get through them literally like that, like under 2 minutes. And if that piece makes you feel nothing, then it has failed. A piece that you don't remember is the same as never having read it at all. And I hope with this series to help you write a resonant piece of flash fiction. A video in this series, not sure if it's the next one, will be me showing you a piece of my own flash fiction so we can analyze it, edit it, yeah, and we can just talk through it. Was that informative? I think that was informative. I now only feel stronger that flash fiction is, dare I say, the best form of fiction. I still love writing novels. Man, short stories are hard. It's either 70,000 or 500 words. There's no in between for me. Overall, I think flash fiction is a very approachable genre of writing, and like, you can't just write one. I ended up writing probably 2 or 3 for each prompt I got in my course. Let me know if you'd like to see a prompt video with a bunch of flash fiction prompts. I can certainly do that. I will be continuing this series, and I hope you'll stick around as it evolves, changes, grows, germinates. There you go, using the dictionary. Like, ooh, I can't wait to show you some of what I've written. You'll finally get a glimpse of my writing style, or at least my flash fiction writing style. Let me know if you've ever written flash fiction or what you think flash fiction is. What is your maximum for how long a flash fiction piece can be? I think the longest I've ever written was around 650. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I post videos at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays with room for surprise videos. The last surprise video I made was about my blogging position for the Young Writers Initiative and my articles on Juven. If you want to watch that video, it'll also be in the description. You know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Overall, I think flash fiction is a very genre. That's the word I'm looking for.